Good morning. Today is Thursday morning, the 14th of February, 2013. Happy Valentine's Day. Let's see. Here's all the news that's worth talking about in Panama today. First off, starting off with Lucy Molinar, the Minister of Education. She has been trying for 2009, 10, 11, 12, 13, the entire time that this administration has been in office. She has been trying to reform the education system in Panama. She has met constant resistance by the teachers' union. They are trying to stop her. The reason why they're trying to stop her is because she is going to make them work more. She is going to make them establish credentials, improve their skills, maintain levels of competency, and then in order to get promoted or to get seniority, they're going to have to show that they're not just sitting in a chair and doing the exact same thing for 30 years with no improvement whatsoever. The idea is that the best teachers get promoted, not the ones that have just been there. So the ones that have just been there and that haven't done anything to improve this system in 30 years are resisting her tooth and nail. So once again, Lucy goes on TV and she just explains everything that she's doing, and she's not a corrupt politician. She's not a politician at all. She's a journalist, and she didn't even want to be in the government. They basically had to twist her arm and convince her to go do it. She's like, okay, well, if you want me to be part of your government, then education, because she really cares about the schools and the kids and the education system, and she's doing a better job. And I hope that she will have the success to blow past this resistance that's being put up by the teachers' unions. I talk about Lucy Molinar every time I get the chance because she's a friend of mine. I think she's doing a great job, and I think she's one of the highlights of this administration because the public school system in Panama is getting better with every passing year. So good job, Lucy, and hopefully she'll be able to get those union knuckleheads that are holding things back out of her way. Okay. In the Panama America, the National Police did a raid in El Chorrillo, and they found a radio set that was tuned to the police frequencies for El Chorrillo and Caledonia. So they had an operation set up, the criminals, so that they could monitor where the police were. They probably sat there all day long, listened to them, figure out what they're doing. You go here, you go there, and we know when the cops are around, and we know where they're not, so we can do our criminal activities. That's called SIGINT, or Signals Intelligence, and it was being done against the police, the National Police in Panama, by the bad guys. No surprise there, but it's like they found one radio set, and it's a national headline. Everybody's carrying it. And why not? Okay. So here is the Estrella. The Monsignor Jose Domingo Ulloa is the Monsignor of Panama, and the Catholic Church is pushing all of the politicians to sign this pact of ethics for the 2014 elections. They're trying to say that it'll make for a cleaner election and do away with personal attacks and allow the politicians to just focus on what their proposals are. Well, in reality, I mean, any politician needs to have that ability to go low or go dirty when the other guy does. I mean, it's always this who's high road, low road, who's the clean guy, who's the dirty guy. Normally the guy that's losing goes dirty anyway. But whatever. So this is something that the Catholic Church, and particularly this guy, has been harping on. And he just, every time he gets in the press, he's got this one thing. He wants everybody to sign this pact of ethics. Now, the politicians that don't have a snowball's chance of hell of winning are going, sure, I'll sign it, because they want to be the first guy up front and make themselves look, better, whatever. Anyway, that's just something that's been in the headlines regularly and routinely. Okay, now that carnival is over, the school year starts, I think, in a couple of weeks, and this is something that happens every year as well. They begin the process of deploying the school teachers to what they call the areas of difficult access. In other words, remote areas where this is places where you got to take a bus to the end of the road, then you go up the river in a canoe, then you ride a horse over a couple of hills, and you get to the little town of blah, blah, and then they've got a school there, okay? So these people, these school teachers are practically heroes. They live out in these remote areas. I mean, I've been to some of these schools, and they've got, you go into the back room and they'll just have stacks of food and rice and stuff, because that's their supplies that they've got for months. And if they run out of it, it's gone. Most of the time they don't have electricity. They might have running water, and the kids that they're dealing with really are just they're coming down out of the woods, out of the jungle, out of the hills, and they're trying to teach them something. So you got to applaud these people, and it's a tough job. So, and they're not getting paid a lot of money to do it. So anyway, this is the week in which these people are starting to get spread all around the country. Okay. 2 people here in Telemetro, 2 people, a man and a wife, from Guatemala, fly from Guatemala to Panama, and they got busted with more than $1 million in cash hidden in false bottoms in their suitcases. Once again, this is the other side of drug trafficking. The drugs come up, the money comes back down. Cash, wads and wads of cash from drug trafficking, and you can't put it in a bank. You can't buy, I mean, that's the problem that these drug traffickers have. They've got too much frigging money. It's just money. So anytime they put it into the system somewhere, they create tracks, and that's what gets them caught. So now they have to hire Guatemalan mules to move it for them. Anyway, that happened. In the TVN Channel 2, there was a chemical spill at the Susanna Jones Hospital. It's a social security hospital. Everybody was evacuated. The fire department showed up to deal with the spill, and they still haven't determined exactly what the chemical is. Well, listen, guys, hazmat 101. If you're responding to something, the first thing you need to know, I mean, the absolute first thing you need to know is, what are we dealing with? What is it? If you can't figure out what the chemical is right off the bat, you got a big problem. So anyway, what they did is they just basically evacuated everybody out, and this happened yesterday afternoon. They're still, whatever, it's in the news today. Okay, going back to the carnival show with this guy, Don Omar, the president of the company ShowPro is saying that they're considering suing this guy. They say they want their money back. They broke down the details of the contract to say there was $130,000 that was going to be paid to the artist, and then they added 35 plane tickets for $38,000. They had 15 to 20 cars with drivers, a video system, pyrotechnics, hotel rooms. Altogether, the show was going to be a total of $227,000, and of that, $23,000 was going to be profit for the ShowPro company. So apparently what they did is they've already paid, I think, $150,000 to the manager, and then they basically didn't follow through on the contract, didn't pull it off, didn't do the show. So the president of the company is saying, well, our legal team is analyzing the possibility of suing them, and we just want our money back. So anyway, that's still in the news. The Sena Front, which is the National Border Service, they're like cops that guard the border. They're in another conflict with the Cunayala. Apparently this Sena Front patrol saw a man in a canoe with a kid, an 11-year-old kid, and the man had a shotgun. All right. Now, by Panamanian law, you have to have a permit for that shotgun. Anybody's got to have a permit, and you've got to have it registered, inspected. You got to have all the paperwork. So, but this is like out in the Cunayala, man. These guys have been using shotgun to shoot lunch forever, okay? It's just a long established principle that these people are out there with shotguns hunting, okay? But this son of friend guy, Lieutenant whatever, brings this dude over and says, show me your permit for the shotgun. The guy says, I don't have one. So there you go. Now it's a problem. Anyway, the question, the bigger question is, do the laws of the Republic apply to the Cunayalas? If so, the guy needs a permit for a shotgun. If not, you got to understand that these comarcas with the Cunayala and the different Indian tribes, they've never really been completely integrated into. I mean, legally they are, but in reality, screw you, Sparky. I'm out there in my canoe with my shotgun hunting for lunch. Get away from me. All right, one last thing here in the Dia Dia. There was a guy in a motorcycle that got run over and killed by a car in a collision in the area of Don Bosco. Apparently this happened at 5:40 in the morning today, so there's a fatal accident, guy on a motorcycle. All right, that's it. I'm done, I'm out. That's all the news for today. Valentine's Day, the 14th of February, 2013. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye. Was that even running? Yeah, it was running. No, it's not. It's still running. Dude, I hit stop. I said stop, damn it.